Today I'll be showing you how to filter data using AppScript. So basically what we are looking at today is how to check each row and check if a particular condition matches. And if the condition matches, move the data to another sheet. The reason why we are doing this is to understand how AppScript works. So let's get started. So here you can see I have typed sheets.new. Just by typing sheets.new, you can create a new Google Sheet. I'll just press enter and you can see it has opened a new Google Sheet. So this is a simple shortcut to open new Google Sheet without going to Google Sheet and then clicking on create new. So this is like a shortcut for that. So I have changed the sheet name to condition based transfer. So if you don't know how to open Google AppScript, it is simple. You have to just click on extensions and click on AppScript. So let's just wait for AppScript to load. As you can see, the AppScript page has opened. Let's go back to the sheet and kind of define what we are going to do here. Let's actually rename these. Let's call this as input. Let's make another sheet and call it as output. Okay. So what we are doing here is we are taking the input from input sheet and adding it to the output sheet based on conditions. So we'll check if the input sheet data is valid. If it's a valid data or if it's a valid row, then we'll move it to output sheet. Okay, I'll just paste in some sample data here. So you can see we have date, we have the order ID, we have business name, we have the amount, and we have the payment status. The script we'll be writing today will basically go through each item here, that is each row here, and it'll check if the payment is confirmed. And if the payment is confirmed, it'll move it to the output sheet. So let's move the headers first so that the headers are already there. So we have the headers. So the script will basically go through each row, check if the last item, that is the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth index is confirmed. If confirmed, then it will move it to the output sheet. So that's the program that we are writing today. This will be the simple version. In future, I'll show you another version which will be more efficient. But today I'll show you just how to get started with AppScript and how to do this basic filtering with AppScript. So this will let you understand how AppScript works, how basic functionalities work. Okay, let's get started with the scripting. We have a function here. Let's just rename it to driver. You don't have to do that. Firstly, we'll just define our spreadsheet service, that is SS equal to, you can call it anything, spreadsheet app dot get active spreadsheet. So we're calling it get active spreadsheet because this AppScript resides within this Google Sheet container. Let's then call spreadsheet the sheet itself, that is the input sheet. Let's call it input sheet. Input sheet equal to SS dot get sheet by name, and the sheet name was input, so let's call it input. It is case sensitive, so it has to be I capital in this case. Okay, then we'll define our output sheet. Output sheet equal to SS dot get sheet by name and output. So we have our input sheet and output sheet defined now. Now let's get the data from our input sheet. So I'll just do input sheet dot get data range dot get values. Okay, so get data range, what it does is it comes to the sheet, it basically highlights all the data. So what it's doing is just doing Control A or Command A. So it's basically doing this and selecting all the data. That's what get data range does. And get values will basically get all the values from that range, that defined range, that is this section here. So that's what get data range dot get values does. So let's just save this to a variable called data, or if you want, you can call it input data. Input data. So we have that. So just to show you the output, I'll just call it console.log input data. So I'm going to run the function driver, which is our function here for the first time. So when you run the function for the first time, AppScript will ask you for authentication. So now you can see all the data is printed out. Okay. So we have the first step done. We have read our data. We have also printed it out into the console. That much is done. Now, what we are basically trying to do is we are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're taking the fourth index item, checking if it is confirmed. If it is confirmed, moving it to the output sheet. So one thing that you would have noticed is that we don't need the header section here. That is the data in the header section. So what we'll do is we'll remove that. So the easiest way to remove the header is to do input data dot shift. So basically if you come here, input data dot shift removes the first element of the array. So and if you want to have the header somewhere, you can define a variable here as headers and you can store it. Since we don't want the headers, we'll not save it anywhere. So what this basically does is it removes the headers. So now if I just move this down and console.log, if you see, we don't have the header. We have the first item, that is dr834, that is 834. the headers are not there because it's removed using shift. Okay. So now that we have removed the headers, we'll straight away get started with the processing. We can do it in a lot of ways. So we can use for loop, we can use for each. So in this case, I'll use for loop so that it's easier to understand. So I'll just initiate a variable where I equal to 0, I less than. So what is the length? So input data dot length is the length, and we have I plus plus. Now we'll define our variables. Now we check the data 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth item is what we want to check, the condition. So we'll do where condition equal to variable condition equal to input data of I, because we are using a for loop, and will be the fourth variable. So fourth variable will be the condition. Now we'll just do a check. That is, if condition or the fourth variable equal to confirmed. We'll just copy this. We'll do if condition equal to confirmed. Okay. And if it is confirmed, what we'll do is we'll take output sheet dot append row. And append row, what it'll basically do is, if you see here, the array of values inserted after the last row in the sheet. So what it'll do is it'll take this item, it'll check if it is confirmed. If it is confirmed, it'll take just this one line and append it to this place. Then the next item which is confirmed will come here. Then the next will come here. So we have output sheet dot append row. This takes a list as the input. So we'll just pass it the whole row, the row itself. Now if I run this function, if you wait for some time, you can see all the confirmed items are being appended to this sheet. So, and you can see here the program has completed execution. So this is how you filter your Google Sheet data with Google Apps Script. This was a very simple and not so efficient way of doing it. I just wanted to show you how to basically get the data, that is the input, how to get the input data, and also how to output data to an output sheet. That's all I wanted to show you guys here. This is a very basic program. Hope it was useful. Do let me know if you have any doubts. I'll be back with another similar video. Thanks a lot for watching.